Welcome into another edition of Skitty Committee, where we analyze, articulate, debate the high-speed chess and the ephemeral art of racing cars. Today, we are sitting in the car of Devin Anderson and his Subaru BRZ, and we're driving against a Honda Civic. It's rear-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive. And always, I'm joined with TJ Fisher. TJ, how are you?
I'm doing good, Joey Jordan. I'm doing really good, and I'm happy to be riding alongside Devin in his car at Sebring International Raceway. I'm excited to see who skids first.
And are your teeth screwed in tight for all the bumpiness of Sebring?
You know, they never have been. You know that. I've clenched my teeth and know that they fall out after a while, but we're going to rock it out.
Okay, right on. I'm doing good too. Thanks for asking.
Let's
just get right to it.
How is it in jail? How are you doing?
I'm in my mom's basement, but it's fine. I'm not anymore. I'm in Devin's car, and we're gonna go through the very frustrating race of driving against a car that is much faster than Devin's car in a straight line. You can see him trying to make it happen in the corners. But at will, the Honda Accord can just take off. So he can't really drive to his strengths, which is like sending it through the turns. Now coming up, what happens? TJ?
Right, so we're going to get passed by a second BMW, and instinctually, right away, follow him in. He creates a hole, and guess what? What do we do with holes?
We fill them. It's still kind of not enough. The Accord gets by, or no, they're going to fight it out.
It takes them a couple corners.
That is like one of the best strategies. They're in this series. They're racing against multiple classes. The two of the classes, they're in the slowest class in TCA. So yeah, follow a faster car through.
Yeah.
The problem is this car is just faster at will. You want to see how it gets past? Let's do it. It just happens like whenever he wants.
It's like DRS, but whenever you want.
Yeah. So I think when you're in the slower car, you really have to kind of think through when you want this pass to happen, because he kind of has the same thing, follows his car through, but he could have picked his lane to the right or to the left. And the pass isn't clean, isn't done yet, but watch as we come through this corner. It's just like, hey, I have way more torque than you. Goodbye.
I'm going to dig my way through. The outer lane is never really going to work there. You're going to get moved on. And so, yeah, it's got the position back.
And he's getting boxed, and he can't send it into these corners at all. And let's watch a little bit of how frustrating it is to not be able to drive to your strengths. Like in this turn, he could go in way quicker, but he can't run him over, so he just kind of has to hang out here.
So, okay, so my thought process... Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you're in the Accord, park it. Like, slow this BRZ down more so he can't drive to his strengths, right? And then just torque on out of it. But yeah, if you're in the BRZ, tell me, how the heck do you deal with this frustrating situation?
So you basically have to, in your mind, give up straightaways. Like, all of a sudden on the straightaways, you are no longer thinking about like how he's just yarding you on the back straight. Because when you do that, you start getting just like frustrated, right? So you're going to have to go to like trickery mode, crafty mode. Like, I have to find a way through at any opportunity or cost, because F this guy for more power. And so right. So he got blocked up at the apex of 15 there. Right. And like, so if I do that one lap, the next lap, I'm going to try to time it a little bit better. Like, maybe I'll either lift a little bit earlier so that I can get the run out of 15 and then do a surprise attack in the 16.
Yep. So you just have to basically shock him. But then he's going into 17. That's a big long straightaway, no?
So then I'm going to block him into the wall or in the grass.
Yeah, you have to be tricky. I,
Yeah.
I have a different plan, but I'm going to propose to you what Devin Anderson did. Um, because have you considered TJ? This is kind of what you're getting at. Have you considered this old move? Listen closely. He's going to yell. He just screamed right there out of frustration. But check this out.
Dive bomb. Oh, you can do that.
You can't do that. Just give him a little shove-skis. Doesn't work, but he's clearly frustrated. Let's watch that back. I don't know if you can hear, but we'll make sure everyone else can hear.
No, yeah.
Look in the mirror. He literally, with his head, goes like this. Ah! He might say a bad word, but like he literally screamed. And he does a few times in this video. So he gets a good run out of here, and he just sees him gapping him. Look at the mirror. That was him screaming.
You know what? Sometimes I just yell out at Sebring too.
Yeah. And this is, if you've been in his shoes, it's so frustrating because like overall you're quicker, but it's a kind of a helpless feeling. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
What I would say, what my plan would be if I'm in his situation is I would be deking a lot, putting on the pressure, like making moves, but just scheming. Because he can pass you at will. You just have to be planning for the last lap, but maybe making those dekes can make him make a mistake, right? You can force him into an issue and then that'll take care of itself. But I would be seeing, where am I faster than him? Where can I pass him and then continue on and get enough of a gap? You need to clear him by like a second for him to be able to drive to his strengths and not have him just torque around him in the next straightaway. So I'd be scheming for the last lap and like deking in places where I don't necessarily want to pass, but could set up the real pass. Right?
You saying geeking?
Deking. Yeah, deking, like faking a pass, like showing your nose.
Oh, a decoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's okay.
And you also have to think about...
We're a vocab show, teaching you English.
Right. Deking. And we did see here a little skitty. We didn't not see that. So important to point that out. And also, like, right, you're thinking about craftiness and a move, opportunism, and like the other thing you got to think about is the next section. Like you already know, like he's gonna. As soon as I said the surprise attack on 16, you're gonna get yarded again. Like it doesn't even matter what move you make, because even into 17, unless it's the last lap, like probably not going to happen. He's going to pass you into one. But
yeah,
I do like, if you can figure a move out in 1 or 3 or 5, it might give you enough time through those mini straights. By the time you get to 13 or 15, you have enough to face the back straight.
Yeah. Well, the move I'd make, I would be deking, big vocab word. I'd be faking into this turn, right? So he has to defend hard, and then I could set up for the pass. I think it's in a tower corner, that right-hander, right? So he's going to defend hard here, and that way you can somehow get around him dive bombing into this corner right here. Because then you have enough corners, I think, to get like a second ahead of him where he won't pass you in a 17. Or he'll just, which is the last corner, or he'll just get to you maybe on the outside and you can race him to the finish. I think that's what I'd be setting up for the last pass. What do you think of that?
Yeah, what I worry about is like you're going to deke into 13, but or 10, and he does have that torque coming out of 12 in the tower that may make it very hard to ever pull that move off. Maybe. True. I don't know. I got to see this car again through there. But like, yeah, just to relate it to people that this is a chess match right here at high speed, at the limit of the car, everything, adrenaline is pumping, you're going fast. You can barely like think straight. You're so focused on the car and driving and passing, but you also have to tap into like another part of your brain that has been in flow and not ready to like calculate. You have to like think above what you're doing. Chess.
Yeah. Yeah, you have like it's so hard just to drive a car like this, but let alone you have to be thinking zen like enough to be like, how can I out strategize this guy? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why if you're just following behind him and deking and like just learning, you can learn where over a 40-minute race, which is how long this is, you can learn where you might be able to pull off a pass like that. You have to be pretty strategic. Now, let me take you to another part. Another thing that he tried. And one option is just
Let
dive
me ask
bomb
you
him,
this:
right?
like,
I mean, go ahead.
why not? I was gonna be like, what are you looking at when you're behind a car? You're obviously like kind of looking through the car. But like it's true in every sport. Like when you like to defend in basketball or football, like you look at the knees, the hips,
Yeah.
right? You're following the hips. What is the hips of the car? Are you following their tires? The body?
That is a great question. I haven't really thought about that. But obviously you don't want to bumper fixate, but you do these you gotta do these reference points. Like you go through the corner. Like once I started to bleed off the brakes, I'm like trail braking in the turn. I'm gonna see how he bled off the brakes. Am I gaining on him? And I would probably look at rear of the car versus front of the car to tell if he's sliding like in an oversteer skiddy or if he's understeering. But I don't know. Do
but
you
you
have an
kind of
idea
do
of
look
how
at the
you're
tires
looking
a
through
little
the car?
bit.
What?
I think now that I'm thinking about it, like I think I at times probably when I'm up on somebody, I fixate too much on the rear.
Yeah.
Where sometimes like there's a certain
You're
amount
an
of
ass
slide
guy.
that you want. Right, not all the time, but like, you know, it's easy when it's in front of you.
Yeah.
You're gonna look at it.
I get it.
And it's like, yeah. But right, like that's not there could be enough slide there that you think it's a slide, but that's what he wants to do. And so you want to see where the front tires are going too, so that you're never losing. Like it's your reference. You're just you need like the whole compass of him. So
Yeah.
it probably is better to look at the tires or some shit. Like just the more of the body line of the car.
Yeah, and this is
Lower.
something I pride myself in racecraft. I've never really thought about how to pick apart the car in front. So yeah, you guys let us know how you would interpret that. What I do like about these cars though, because they don't have as much aero, it's all mechanical grip. You can read the personality of the driver a bit more, right? Through the corner.
Mm-hmm.
You can see those big wiggles. You can see if they're like nervous under braking. That's what's kind of cool about this series. But shall we take you to the next attempt of a pass?
Let's check it out.
Say
Mhm.
yes. Okay.
I think we all want it.
Here we go. So he gets a better run. Oh gosh. Hold on to your teeth. So I'll just ruin it for you. He's gonna dive bomb him here. But what does that get you against a car that has a lot of torque? And this is what's so hair pulling about this. Sure.
Okay.
And look, he's a wheelman. He's on the limit. He's catching that car and on power early. Like that's a great corner.
I think this guy. Yeah, go ahead.
But torquey, and the Honda's already on the inside of him. Like, what do you? And well, let me just play it a little bit more because this is gonna further their relationship. They're gonna touch here.
Further.
We'll hit there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hip check to a hip check.
But like you're side by side here, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna torque you. But what were you gonna say?
Okay. Well, he needs to be doing the side draft, sidewinder. You know that. Right? Where you like do everything you can to like get right up next to him to get back in his side draft and then pop out of it.
So you think he did the dive bomb too early?
Oh no. I'm right here now when they're side by side. But
okay, got it.
Okay, the guy that he's passing played that really well.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh, perfect.
At that point too, sometimes like you're not going to pull off every pass that you make. Sometimes you just got to throw it in to create chaos and see what happens. See how he reacts. Like now, it's all data. Like as soon as you dive in and see, oh, he's ready to up and under me. So if I even go a little bit too wide here, he's got me again. So it's like, no, now I need to park it at the apex. I need to get him and then just medium speed it where I'm not overshooting it and I'm not too slow. I just sit there at the apex. It's like, what are you going to do? Run into me?
Which, yeah, they're hitting each other. And that's the thing. You make these moves and there's risk of they're making contact, you know?
Here's the thing is like, our boy Dev, like he sent it a little too hard into 7 on that one lap. And like now you've made a little bit of a frenemy, you know?
Yeah.
Now I'm expecting like now it's fair game. Like you've hit me once, like you're getting it back.
Totally. And
so he's opened himself up for that.
Yeah. I just think, and I think as we do more of these, you are more on the aggressive side, which is perfect. But in my more conservative view, I would rather hang back and make one clean pass than make these risky discovery passes where you can injure the car. And like, you have to know the situation is where's P3? I don't know. Cause then they could catch you too. But also like, is this for the championship? Do you need to be wrecking car? Are you, I mean, there's a lot of details that goes into how much risk you want to take.
Well, I thought you knew that.
If this is for the championship, yeah, you're going. And if P3 is way, way back there, then forget about it.
You're going.
But let's see how.
I think I'd be more. I think normally in my real racing life, I would aim more on the side of being conservative, but it's being crafty enough to already see that like, okay, this guy can up and under me easily, and so you got to plant it. You just got to plant it plant it at the apex. Where you're going,
conservative.
Bucko.
You're conservative. Look at your hood.
What do you mean?
You walk down downtown Ohio with that?
This is the style in D-Town, Upper Ohio.
Do you want to see how he finishes his pass, or can you just take my word for it? And that you want to see it? Let's see it.
Of course.
So he's on the outside.
Is it contact?
Well, he's still there. He can outbrake him, so we have that. But torque monster.
Where is he at?
Clears him, but doesn't matter. In the Civic, you know, he can just get on the torquey torque.
Addison.
And there's that side draft. He's just always going to be there. There's some hit.
Showed on the graph.
There's another hit. And then you're behind him. What are you going to do? Let me take you a little further forward. Guess what happens about here? Can you predict what's going to happen? Do you think they'll hit again? They will. Spoiler.
I think they're going to get chopped.
Boom. That was a bigger hit. And this is my favorite part coming up.
Is this the last
Check the Civic's mirror, the side view mirror. It's all messed up. And look at his hand. It's going to come out. Let me just make a little fix right here. Did you see that? He made a little adjustment. His hand comes out and he fixes his mirror right here. Check it.
Fixes it or takes...
Well, he tried to fix it. A mirror cover? No, I think it was like broken and it was like evaporating in his hands. And then, if you can listen again, we're going to have another yell from our boy Devin. Poor Devin. It's a long, like, oh! I'll shut up.
At this point,
but he's so frustrated. Like that's all emotion right there. He's like, ah!
At this point, like, it's not that much faster.
What, the Civic?
Yeah.
I mean, it is in all the annoying places, right?
Yes, but like, I think this is like even in spec racing, you'll find a car that just like, is able to yard you somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this just seems like in the most annoying way. I mean, it has a little bit more torque and he can hang in the draft, but
No, he sits there. But so
he
again,
sits it.
you're going to have to be crafty.
You're going to have to be crafty.
What's he doing up here? Is he going to sling around the outside or is he going to get washed up?
No, he's going to get out torqued. He can try to over under, but what is that going to do? It can get you to the hip, but
you're planning for turn one unless is this the last lap?
No, it's coming up. And let me take you to what happens in the final result. And I think where patience plays key. What?
Ooh. Is it going to end in a pile of heaping smoke?
in a big skiddy? We'll see.
Big skiddy, small skiddy.
So just watch this in silence. Heavy defense. I'll shut up.
Bye.
There you go.
That's all you needed to do.
Apply the pressure, deke, and just hope he makes a mistake. But if he didn't, we can scheme about how to make that last minute pass. So going into one, he's playing heavy defense. I'm going to play it again. Feel free to add some commentary, TJ. Heavy defense. He goes inside. He's going to be like, all right, fine. I'll stick my nose. I'll fill the gap. We're gap fillers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just pushing the Honda. And he has a big old skiddy right here. And that's it. He ends up winning the race. Our boy Devin.
With that much frustration.
Yelling. I feel it, man. Because, I think we didn't play the whole video, but if you go to Devin's video and just watch the whole thing, what you miss is, he really can't drive his car to its strengths. And you're right. They are about the same speed. But Devin can't drive the car to its capable speed because there's this Civic Si in the way.
Yeah.
Where the Civic can do whatever it wants at will.
Right. So, it's a speed thing. I think for Dev, it might be a little bit of a timing thing if you want to try to pull that move off before then. It'd be hard. It's hard to pull those moves off because everything has to align. Because sometimes he breaks. You catch him in turn 7 one lap, and then the next lap, he gaps you. So not everybody's going to do the same thing every corner, but it seems like he was much better in a couple sections where it's okay, if you deked him long enough, there's an opportunity there.
Yeah. I don't know if I could have done it much.
I mean, it helped him because he was so frustrated that he in the guy's face and pressuring him everywhere, passing him everywhere, hitting him to the point where the guy's hot in there, he was probably hot. And then that was a big slide. He definitely pressured him into a mistake. So kudos for staying on him and sticking in there.
Yeah. Most of the time I wouldn't recommend racing with emotion, but this played off. And the Civic does get back to his bumper at the finish, but that was enough to win the race. And I read in Devin's comments, Devin's battling for the championship right now. So there's a lot of the frustration. There's only 2 race weekends left. But yeah, pretty kudos to both the guys. It was good racing. I mean, they hit a little too much, but that's fine. Do you have any other input?
That's what we want to see. That's the kind of racing we want to see right there. That's what we get out of touring car classes, and just classes without all the aero bits added on. It produces just the great racing and the personality that we want to see as racers, drivers. You want to see people chucking it in, sliding, timid, sketchy, aggressive, safe, all the stuff, fast.
Yeah.
And that was a good little run by Devin, separate of the emotions so if that was a longer race, And it sounds like the Civic caught back up to him. Why did he catch back up to him? Why did all of a sudden the Civic have so much pace? Well, it seems like we're very, very frustrated. And then all of a sudden we just got handed the lead. And now we're like tightened up holding on to it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like, that's
So
not
he's
his
not able to
pace.
drive. Yeah.
No.
Devin's got to get slapped in the face to win a race, huh? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
He's got to be shown this skitty.
He
Yeah,
needs a
I mean,
big
I
old
think
skitty.
just to touch on what you're saying, what's cool about this racing is you're putting in more improvised situations. You're door to door, you're close, you're bumper to bumper, and just it's just in situations that you wouldn't be in as much if you're in these ridiculously fast cars that are high performance for no reason. But thanks for joining us, everyone. Let us know what you think. Of course, we know it's a lot easier to judge with a pause button. As TJ said, these drivers are at the limit, making these impossible decisions in real time while we're sitting back. I'm in my mom's basement. I'm about 2 IPAs deep. You're in your hood. Like, so much easier to judge from here. And again, if anything we say doesn't really make sense, we're gonna have a series, the Up to Speed series, what will kind of let you know about some of these jargon terms and give you a better understanding of some of what we are talking about. Just provide some clarity in what the drivers are trying to accomplish. And lastly, please follow us in things and support us in all the ways that you can, so we can give you more stuff like this. That's all I have.
Joey,
all right.
You're slow and you have nice teeth. And
I love you. Bye.
If you haven't already, you should pull up on YouTube right now, stop watching this, and pull up the DTM 90s montage and just revel. Just revel for a second. That's all you need in your life right now. Just some good old-fashioned chain smoking, gasoline infused, banging doors.
Hope we bring that back, my brother. See you later.
I love you.
Let's slap each other. Ready? Ow.